Y'all are here now with my first host of my celebrity. I'm the Pappii Show. I brought it outside from outside the street. It's too cold out there, so I brought it inside. And I'm here with I gotta read down there because this guy got a lot of things going on with him. I'm here with the actor, comedian, legend, rapper. I forgot for a rapper too as well. He's been in things like The Fuse. He's been in Knock as Mr. Randy. He's been in the Whatever podcast. Okay. The Brother, Mr. Joey. He's also been a Third Watch as Flea. Brother.
Wow. Third Watch,
yes. Brother. Vic. He was Vic.
Kiss.
My brother's kiss. He was just Vic.
And then my brother.
Yes, and Sunset Park.
Park.
Butter. Yes. We're here. If y'all don't know who we're talking about, the legendary. They said America's Got Talent. I feel we've been had talent. Black America's been had talent. Ladies and gentlemen, talent.
It's just comedy, baby.
It's nice to have you here, man.
Good to be here, man. Good to be here, brother.
Well, this is about fatherhood, so we're going to start off with talking about fatherhood. Did you have your father in your life?
Until he died, yes.
I'm sorry to hear that.
It's okay. I would think I was 11, 12 or something like that, maybe 11. And my dad was always around. You know, he didn't live in the household, but Mount Vernon's a small town. So me walking to and from school or to and from the park or going to the store, whatever, I'm always going to see Dad every day. You know how the streets are. He's a street dude. Mm-hmm. So he got into the street game, and next thing I know, I think I was 6th or 7th grade. When coming home, you know, we got our little local newspaper, and you see some body was found in the Hudson River Parkway, and it took about a week for them to identify the body, but that was that.
I'm sorry.
So it was crazy. Thank you. I
appreciate it. So home, like as far as the people don't know, where are you from?
I'm from a small town, 4 square miles. We call it the Ville. We call it Money Earning. We call it It's Mount Vernon. The home of Heavy D, Denzel Washington, Dick Clark, Art Carney, Ray and Gus Williams. We go on and on.
I'm sorry to cut you off. Speaking of Heavy D, you was in the Heavy D's.
Yes, Nothing But Love.
Yes, you and the legendary Chris Tucker too.
And that's because Have shows Nothing But Love. Like I wasn't supposed to be in that video. I was home minding my business, probably with an afternoon off. You know, which these days are hard to come by. But I was enjoying my little Saturday or whatever day it was, and the phone rang, and it was my man Black, who was part of Hav's camp. He was like, "Yo, Have, want to holler at you." And puts Have on the phone. "What you do?" I said, "No, nothing. We come down here, we shooting this new video." I'm like, "Have, man, I'm good." I'm like, because I'm thinking, okay, you just want me to come in and be around in the video. I'm like, dude, I've got work to do. He's like, "No, your man down here, hold on." Puts Chris on the phone. I mean, Chris, Def Jam together all this stuff. So Chris like, "Hey, man." I said, "Yo, what's up? Come on down here, help me out, man. Let's make this video funny." I'm like, "All right, so what's the premise?" It was like, the premise gonna be what y'all make. Just get your ass down here. So
I love your line. That's that top scene,
bro. But that line. First of all, we get there. What we gonna do when we walk in the building? They got a wardrobe trailer with just clothes, right? Mm-hmm. And it's meant for you to have that sassy look, that pimpish look, or whatever. So we said, "Here we go." When we walk in the building and see Have had 30 to 40 supermodels. Man, our comedy minds just went to spinning like, okay, well, we pimps. They belong to us. Have took our girls. Why they down here this video shoot? So that's why you see us posting up talking all the smack, right? Mm-hmm. And then when the one girl comes by, because if anybody remembers that day and time, that Noxzema commercial was running crazy.
Yes, indeed.
And I was like, this is a very pretty girl. So when she came, they said, "We're going to run the girls through here." And I ain't see her yet. Mm-hmm. So in real time, in real filming, we doing whatever. And I'm like, yo. And it was like speaking out loud because I was in, I was groupie. I was like, yo, that's the Noxzema girl.
Right.
Because it was national crush. Everybody got it. Right. But my intention was just, it just slipped out loud. Ended up being a dope line.
That's what's up. So now, getting back to the fatherhood thing here, are you a father?
Absolutely. Father 6.
Father 6? Wow. I mean,
you know how black men are. I got 6 in the posse.
What's the age group? They're all
my oldest is, well, this is a year where my oldest will turn 33. I got 3 girls and 3 boys. So the oldest girl, will turn 33. In the same month, my oldest son will turn 32. My youngest just turned 17. Thank God we got past that little sweet 16, my little bankrupt thing.
No, so now, with it being a working father like yourself here, was it hard raising the kids, being on the road, and being doing movies and doing stand up as well? Like, is it?
Oh yeah, I mean, it's hard if you try to do it, and this is gonna sound crazy. If you're trying to do it, like trying to fit into what the traditional form of a father is in the house, and try to go hard at your craft, I bet that's nerve wracking to break your bone. You got to. This is one of those things where you gotta sacrifice.
Right.
Ain't no way possible you're gonna do both. Not perfect ability. So you have to have a great support system, and you got to know the sacrifice you're getting into. I knew from the beginning the sacrifice I was signing up for, but my support system was so crazy. You know what I mean? My son's mom, her, raising him because they were out living in Long Island. I'm living in Mount Vernon. So knowing what that deal was, us setting up a system where he would every other weekend be with me and you back and forth. So now you got something to work with. Now you can schedule around that calendar as well. You feel what I'm saying? So my support system, I give all the credit. I just dove in and knew I was taking the sacrifice. Everybody, if I'm wrong, tell me I'm stupid. And nobody in my family and friends for one moment said, yo, you're stupid, don't do it, crazy. So that support system was my battery in my back. You know what I mean? So yeah, if you try to do it, it's hard. It ain't no different than you got to quit your job at some point. If you're really serious about this, it's the same exact thing. To try to do two, yeah, something got to give. Pressure bust pipes. But if you make that decision, at 1 year in comedy, I made the decision to say, you know what? This is more than just me having fun. This is more than something I like to do. I think I'm called to do it. Once I gave into that, gave into the faith and gave into God, like, God wants you to do this. There was nothing to tell those people at that workplace. And it was a great job. I had a great job. I was making money. I was 23 years old, making money like I was 55, ready to retire.
That's what's up.
Had my 401k, had my pension set up, had my full benefits and medical and dental, all this stuff. So I was all set up, so my kid was going to be good. So now you're about to walk away from this at 23 and start all over and say, and throw the dice, so to speak. And God forbid if it don't work, you was winning already. And you threw away a winning hand to see what the next card was. And God, that's how I knew it was a calling. The first year I did it without my day job, that was my affirmation that it was a calling. I left a job bringing in over 50 grand and whatever. And my first year of just scrapping, no television credits or nothing yet, just being a funny dude, the word of mouth, getting out was $84,000. And that was God talking through money, saying, see?
Well, see, but it's because I say that with the new comics up and coming and stuff like that, and the comics is out there now. Like, I was thinking of the comic as I'm on my way over here, DC Young Fly. You heard of him here?
Yes.
He's on Wild Now. And it's sad that his wife passed away, and now he has fatherhood 100% now. Like, what advice would you give someone like him that,
Well, I think that...
I mean, I'm quite sure his support system was his wife, you know what I'm saying? And now that she's gone.
And now, see, the good thing about this is, like, we know the Lord giveth and take away, life be life and all the time. But here's the thing. The good part of that, if we could find one, is resources. God put you in a position, you're a fast rising comedian. It ain't, go call the book DC. DC ain't getting no pennies, bro. Go try to book him for a show, see what happens. So you're in a good place. God, even though that happened and it's tragic and we all feel for him, the good thing, God put you in a good seat where you have the resources to pay for a new system. You can pay for a new support system. So if that means getting on a tour bus and paying a tutor, a teacher, to come with me to finish schooling my kids so they don't lose out on that. If that means putting them in better schools and better programmings to take up the time, if that means now I make a certain amount of money, I don't have to work every night. So I could say, you know what, I'm going out on Fridays and Saturdays. And 5 days a week, I'm heavy into my kids. And then I got my grandma, their grandmom, or whoever I'm paying for whether it be maybe on the weekend if they're not already coming with me. Because depending on their ages, like me, my kids are at the age now, if that happened to me, God forbid, they can come with me because y'all old enough now. I can check into the hotel get dressed, 7 o'clock, go to my show. Y'all all right? Get something to eat. Make sure everybody's ate. The oldest watch the youngest. I actually have a joke about that. You know, say like, you know, the oldest watch the youngest, but you know, ghetto girl, the oldest be 6 months old. You know what I'm saying? But real talk, you have God lines us up and gives us resources and situations that, yeah, you know, life be life, and you might have to change it. It might not be the way you used to it being, but it still can get done.
So, what advice would you give someone like all right, me and my fellas had a conversation about the situation that happened with John Morant, you familiar with? And he had flashed the gun twice.
See, now we done click here, we're getting deep now.
We're going to get to this.
These are tequila questions.
I'm just going online.
He just went right from Sunkist.
No. It's just more.
Those are nice soda questions.
At the end of the day, we know we all feel like at the end of the day, you're gonna pour your own trouble, bro.
Okay, pour your own trouble.
Yeah, definitely. I ain't gonna be the one.
You gotta love the hood.
But at the end of the day, it's the more lines that we all had.
This is cereal. So good.
We all had our opinion on it. Like, do you feel his father was being a dad at that point? Do you feel like his father was being more like a friend?
I could be mad at the dad on some dad stuff, but he's not a little kid. So Jai's at an age. Jai's at an age right now where you definitely got to take some accountability. You can't, oh, my dad, he shouldn't be cool with me, or the dad should, because dads, we all got the same opinion. Yo, man, why you ain't being a dad? You're supposed to check him on that, and blah, blah, blah. But we know the times we live in. We know how our young men and women are moving, and it's easier said than done for one. I'm going to say it like this, on some real stuff, and people may or may not care for the view of this, but this is the reality. When you take people who ain't had nothing, and now you have everything, you are going to become an extended, bigger version of what you already are. If you look at all the artists we lost to drug overdosing, they was already doing drugs. But the bigger they got, the bigger the drug appetite would get. So, you know why you don't worry about crackheads? Because crack is $5. So if he's scrounging to get the $5, he's only going to get but so high at a time. But let that crackhead hit the lotto with $20 million. He'll be dead in a week. Because now your appetite, you can afford, back to the word resources. Your resources have changed. You will always get, if you love cars, you might have one right now, but tell me I give you $20 million, you're going to have more than one car.
But then you look at it like this here. Okay, now I'll bring up another scenario. Look at Shaq. Now, Shaq didn't have his real dad in his father. Like, his stepdad grew him up. And he respects his stepfather. Matter of fact, you're never going to hear him say stepdad. He calls his father the general. That's his dad.
I do know that.
So what I'm saying is, and then look how successful Shaq is.
But let's back up. What was my first thing I said? To whom much is given. The people who haven't had act different when they get. No, Shaq was always good. Shaq was never broke. Now, let me explain something to you. Shaq's family, I know that the connections, Newark, New Jersey, and everything. To be broke, first of all, God bless Shaq because he came up in a different time, a different system of the NBA. This is why they keep fighting every year to change the rule of when you can come into the NBA. My whole life of watching the NBA, they kept going back and forth with this rule. This rule kept changing. You can't come right out of high school. You got to do college. Then it was, okay, you can do 2 years of college. Then it was, you got to do 3. Then it was like, okay, now you can come back from high school. So they struggle with that because they know the mindset of the young man. And it could be borderline exploiting. If you take a young mind and give him $50 million.
Because if you look at it like this here, statistically they say that the mind is not even developed until the age of 25. So you're giving these young men with young minds multi-million-dollars and say, go. But that's where I feel dads are essential in this situation, this equation. Because look at the fathers that were there as opposed to the ones that are not. And I just feel like John Morant's pops is there, but is he there for the right reason? Now, I don't want to shun that man. I don't know that man. I don't know what's going on. I have no idea. But it just seems from the perspective of what we see, it looks like he wants to be more of a friend than a father.
Well, first of all, he's a young dad. So usually that's the case. Depending, age does play a big part in it. Okay. The women do it all the time. You know, the young moms out here, they be in the same club with the daughter. Like, and now I'm the villain because I'm looking at the daughter's fat ass. Why are you in this club? So why do you leave? But the real deal is, he's a young dad. And here's the reality of the situation. And I always praise this when I talk about my kids. People, I don't think they get the depth of this. And I was like, yo, I love my kids because God gave me 6 kids. My mom had 6 kids. And she didn't get as lucky where all 6 of us were. These beautiful kids, right? My kids, however, knock on wood, I've never gotten those calls. I've never gotten, the biggest thing I did is came home one day and told the kids it's too late, man. Send your boys home. You know, that girl can't stay this late. But I never got those calls that my mom used to get on us. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? And I'm grateful and thankful for that. And I'm a young dad. So when you're young parents, you're really learning on the job. Yeah. Remember back in the day, so you don't see a lot of this no more, but back in the day, it was easier to get a job with no experience. They were put in the ad, no experience necessary. Learn on the job.
The reason why I know that because they were pushing. If you got 64 back in the day, it would just give you 65. You go on ahead and pass.
See what I'm saying?
So I get
this is where we are. What we were as parents. That's what a young parent's equivalent to. You're learning on the job. So John's father, even if he is, I mean, we don't know. We can all judge from the sidelines because we're not in it. But if that's the case, my opening thing was, I do think John's old enough to know better. Mm-hmm. So I gotta know the quickest I get. This is why I wear this. See this right here? Mm-hmm. People say, well, this been on me 33 years. I've been, this July, I'll be 33 years. 32 of those years, I've had this on. Because an African man gave this to me. There's another a bracelet that comes with it with Swahili on it that says, God be with you. But this represents the end of the tunnel in America for the black man. You see what it is? It's black. Mm-hmm. There is no light at the end of the tunnel. We have to make it. This reminds me every day, you got to make your own light for 1, and 2, knowing that, you got to also know part 2. Part 2 is, quick as you get it, quick as it could go. Because it wasn't there. It wasn't guaranteed to you. You had to go get it. You had to make your own light. So you got to sustain that light. Because quick as you get it, quick as it could go. So in a John Moran standpoint, you got to know, dude, I'm flying high. I'm becoming the face of the league. I'm amazing. I'm franchising my team. Everybody love me. I'm playing with all the greats. I'm in the room with $1 billion in a daily basis. Can't be doing this. This shit got to go. This ain't gonna match. This right here. This ain't. Who am I? And if you say to yourself, you look at the people who did it before, they paid the price. Are you wanting to pay that price or no?
Well, I mean, I get it. So we're gonna switch gears here, because I have a father, but he wasn't in my life. He was in and out of my life here. So I would say like TV dads like raised me here. Would you say what would be your top 5 TV dads?
I just laugh because in my mind, because
a
comedian brain be cold, right?
Uncle Phil sent me to bed certain nights, man. Carl Winslow told me not to go do that here. Don't go put them boys.
And they wrong with that.
Boys. No. So I mean, at the
if it's positive, ain't nothing wrong with you.
TV dads definitely had a foot in my
ass.
I
had a similar upbringing.
Whether you want to understand it or not, that's exactly what happened.
No, I respect that.
So what would be your top 5 TV dads?
Top 5 TV. First of all, the way you introed that part, I have a drink in my hand. It sounded like this shit was a setup. Like, I'm the dad, and he got me on the show. And then here it go, like, yeah, because my dad wasn't around. He's alive. In fact, I got him on the podcast. So I thought, that's why I was laughing. No, but I'm with you. I grew up on those TV dads. And my dad, if I put a combination, right, like a Red Fox, of like a Bill Cosby, of like even in some of the movies, the films, Moving and all that with Richard Pryor, those different dads, right? The Jeffersons, George Jefferson and them. If you melt them together, that's what I would look at my dad. Because my dad definitely, I wanted to laugh with him all the time. I want to be able to joke with him. You know what I mean? My mom was like that. My dad was a funny dude on the block. You know what I mean? But then you 11 years old, he's erased. So you still got some more growing to do, learning to do. Top 5 TV dads gotta be those guys. You got George Jefferson was dope. You gotta put Mr. Huxtable up there. Definitely. You understand what I'm saying? You gotta put, like I said, you gotta put Red Fox in there because he was the funniest dad to Lamont. It was crazy as hell. You know what I mean? And then you gotta come over, man, and a couple of them white dads wasn't bad, bro. A couple of Andy Griffin.
Well, let's see. Well, what was the Full House dad?
See, I wasn't. Them dudes was kind of a little corny.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I watched Full House.
You know what the best white dad was?
What was the best white dad?
My man Patton from Eight Is Enough.
No.
8 is enough.
Over Al Bundy?
Al Bundy was a horrible dad.
Al Bundy, listen.
Yo, Al Bundy didn't want his kids. He didn't want pay.
But let somebody do something to Bud or Kelly.
Al Bundy didn't even like the dog. The dog didn't even like his job.
He didn't like his job. But to me,
I don't want a bitter dad at the crib.
To me, I want a real dad. I want a real dad. Al Bundy was real. He knew he scored 4 touchdowns in the game.
I loved him. Don't get me wrong. I loved Al Bundy, but is he my dad? Absolutely not. I want to get away from my hand and my pants and my crotch all day. That's what I do by my side.
To me, I don't shoot the messenger. I love the message. The message.
Go back and check. 8 is enough and see what I'm saying.
8 is enough.
That house ran that. It reminded me of my family because big family. They got 8 kids running around, and this dude had to struggle with all that. Boys and girls, man. See, Brady Bunch wasn't even a good dad because the damn maid did most of the work. What was that? Alice.
Yeah, well, most of them. So we ain't gonna take away from Jeffrey, because we ain't never see Uncle Phil. Uncle Phil never really.
Uncle Phil dropped jewels every episode.
Every episode dropped.
Jeffrey was a snob. Jeffrey was a snob. He barely wanted to make you a sandwich.
And he would make you a sandwich and snap on you.
There's something there.
He snapped on you too. Jeffrey had the best.
But all the maids and butlers did that.
Had a snap.
Florence, all of.
Yeah, that's interesting. We definitely
that was a dope component.
Well, speaking of controversy, let's go down the line of this. Because you are tied in, and I want to know, because now everybody's talking about the Cat Williams interview with Club Shay Shay, and he talked about 3 people that you came in the game with. Now, speaking of fathers, we're here now. I'm not saying nothing about Nick Cannon. Nick Cannon and Wild Out is very good. But we have a man here that played on something that was totally similar back in the days called Snaps. And you were the captain of your team. And it was the same kind of premise. It was Nick had rappers, a captain, internet celebrities, and on 2 sides, they battled it out. And the Snaps, the one team won the belt. You were on Snaps, which was like the inventor of like Wild 'N Out right here, and
original,
right? And I know this is a rhetorical question. Can you tell the people who your teammates were?
On my team, I had Monique, and I had Ricky Smiley.
Yes, indeed.
So us 3 made up a team, and we went against Tracy Morgan.
Yes, indeed.
My boy who passed away, Ray, and Michael Blackson.
Yes, indeed. Yes.
That was the first episode.
Now, Kat has said some things about some people that, you came in the game with. One was about Ricky Smiley. He said something about Ricky Smiley acts better in a dress than anything else. Do you feel that Ricky Smiley acts better in a dress than anything? I think he's a great comedian. And to me, I have my opinion on it, but I wanted to hear your take.
To be honest with you, I haven't watched a lot. I don't think he did a lot. Like, I think I did more film stuff, acting wise, than Ricky. But I think Ricky was in like one.
That's not a shot, is it? I'm taking a shot, but that's not a shot.
No, I'm just being honest.
Okay.
So, because when you say that, you in your mind you try to picture the
but
the
when
roles.
people say I did more,
I think I've seen him one thing. I've seen him in one thing, like bona fide acting. The church, he was something in the church.
First Sunday.
Okay, so I've seen that.
Cat Williams, yeah.
Right. So I think that's. I don't remember seeing him in like 2 or 3 more things, but I never took to his acting, right? But that's not surprising. Like, I never really. His comedy is a little softer than what I'm used to. You know what I'm saying? So I was never a fan. I was a fan of him back in the day when we did all the things we did as a person. He was a cool motherfucker. Like, we were cool. And then as time went on and Ricky started to, get more and more successful, he did start to change. So, he got a controversy with a lot. A few people don't like Ricky. Ricky doesn't have people wanting to beat him up. Like, when he got the job hosting Comic View, there was a couple of people, man, they wanted to beat him up for stealing jokes, talking about him, lying on him. They got to the point where when he got the job, he got restraining orders on certain comedians, which was horrible because now you're stunting other people's growth. They need this television credit. They need to be seen see what their career do too. By you using your power to do that, that's some real hater shit, right? And then out of sight, out of mind. So I don't really think about Ricky until I think about Ricky. So I remember being somewhere one day and somebody who was part of the film and the snaps, sends me an interview with him. He's interviewing Monique. And this is where I got a problem with Ricky. I don't like people who lie for no reason. I'm one of those people that, first of all, I hate lying because it's hard. You got to keep that sucker up. I told a lie to this Chinese man at my Chinese restaurant. And this is years ago, and I forgot about the lie, and I seen him last week, and I had to keep the lie going with more lies. I was so ashamed of myself, B, because he think I'm a cop. Right. Chinese food, he don't know me. I get on my Chinese food, so on my car windshield, there's a police thing. So he's, no. I'm like, nah, what? I'm barely understanding. You a cop? Yeah, I'm a cop. You know, like that. So he's like, yo, you got the cards, the PVA cards. And I just so happen to get them every year from friends who cops. There you go. For 3-4 years, I'm supplying this guy. Then the COVID hits. They no longer deliver the Chinese food. So I don't go there for a couple of years. So I go in there because it's next to my barbershop last week. And this guy's like, oh, man, happy to see me. Yo, where you been? Blah, blah, blah. So I'm not even thinking about it till you go, looking for you, man. It's been a long time. You still a cop? I was like, oh, shit. I'm a cop. Yeah, I've been gone, man. I got a lie continue. I'm a state trooper now. For no reason, man. Just because this lie stuff. So anyway, Ricky lied. You gotta promote yourself. I mean, why lie and then get fired? I know why I lied. I had a reason. This guy has no reason.
I'm going to the top with it, man.
But have a reason for that. I will lie to save your ass. If me and you somewhere and somebody about to beat your ass, and I know you did it, but I can lie and get you out of that, I'm going to save your ass and get that lie out there because I saved somebody. So Ricky is interviewing Monique, and the snaps thing you brought up is going viral again in the last 2 years. So it's like 10 million views on YouTube. So they're talking about that. Yo, you see the snaps thing we did? It's going viral. And she's like, yeah, that's crazy, man. Talk about that. She was like, oh, that was a great time. He said, yeah, that joke you did with the powder proof, right? Yeah. They get to the joke, and here's where the lie kicks in. Don't even need the lie. She said, yeah, that was a big joke.
Yo, it was funny, like Ricky posted something the other day on Instagram, like back in the day. I guess I was doing a show called Snaps.
HBO Snaps.
Yo, y'all was raw.
That was the first Wildin' Out.
That was the first.
Please. Your mama's so old, the squirt powdered milk out of this.
Now, I owe Ricky an apology.
Really?
And I want to apologize to him right here on Dish Nation.
Right.
Because I have to give credit where credit is due. Right? And I couldn't remember who gave me the powder in the hand. Right? Okay? Because I know I damn sure didn't come up with it, but somebody gave it to me. It was Ricky Smiley that gave that to me. I thought it was talent. Ricky say, no, you ain't going to take that.
Because I had a little thing of that baby powder. I said,
don't even need the lie. She said, yeah, that was a big joke. I think Talent gave me that. He said, no. You don't remember? I gave you that. I'm looking at the shit. My eyebrows go up like, really? Nigga, you ain't even write your own shit. I wrote everybody's shit. So I'm sitting there like, really? He was like, yeah, remember? I went to the store. I got the powder. I told you to do this. I told you that. And go poof. And she was like, oh, because I thought Terrence denied. She was like, oh, okay, whatever. And they got on to the next thing. But I'm sitting there. That was such a minute, insignificant lie. You feel me?
Well, see, this is going to derail from my second question because I really wanted to ask my second question, but now I got to ask this here. So, do you feel Mark Curry has validity for feeling the way he feels about Steve Harvey?
Absolutely, absolutely. See, what people don't understand is this, and one thing about Mark that I respect when it comes to that is he kept that energy going for a long time. Because he felt so slighted. Sometimes the closer you are to people, the more slighted you feel. Jokes and material is currency to the comic. And it's one thing, like Michael Collier does this segment of jokes where he goes, oh, the guy died, but I don't want the joke to die. That's kind of different to me because the guy's dead. So you're not in his way, you're not snuffing his pocket, whatever. But when comics become known, that's why in our circuit, once you become known as a joke thief, people do this to you, and you get quietly blackballed because you're cheating and you're stealing people's currency. That's their currency. That's how they make their living. Everybody's trying to put food on the table. That's how they do this. So if you're doing, and God forbid you get to a venue before the guy who joke it is, and he comes behind you and do it after you stole it, people think he stole it from you.
Right,
and then he get the bad rap. You feel what I'm saying? So he has all the validity in the world to feel the way he felt. And a lot of them, Carlos Mencia, if you look at his last interview, he's trying to make a comeback because he kind of got blackballed.
Because they said that he was stealing jokes.
Man, they built up that reputation on him and he was messed up.
Joe Rogan said that he had
messed him up, man.
And messed him up real bad. Yeah, I heard about that. But I don't know. It's just this question I have to ask it,
no problem.
and it's only because at the end of the day, the way she said it on Club. Did you catch Monique on Club Shay Shay?
Mm-hmm.
And
it is right before she got to go up. She got to go take a shit. So you might have to pause a minute or stall an extra 5 minutes, 10 minutes. But
so we getting an exclusive here with Monique. Listen, I still love you, and at the end of the day, there was nothing but love. At the end of the day, I think your transformation. I could tell.
Because she wasn't always that.
Right, because when she said friendly pussy, and I thought about the big girls that I knew back in the day, and then now they small.
Well, you gotta realize it's harder for them too. Like so.
No, but it doesn't take away from the goodness of it.
No.
You know what I'm saying? And bless her husband that get a chance to get it every day.
She wants some. She wants some. You're
right.
human.
Okay,
that's why I don't even.
man,
let me tell you something. I come a long way with viewing women's sexuality.
Mm-hmm.
There was a time you put all these stigmas on them and stereotypes. Can't do that shit no more. They're human. They're grown ass women. They want to do what they want to do. You got to respect that. You might not like it because you might not be the nigga getting the pussy. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? Or, you don't like the guy she giving it. But whatever your reason and stigma is, that's a grown-ass woman. She could do what she want. I think that came later. So me and Monique toured years on the Def Jam tour together. She owned a comedy club in Baltimore, did her club. We did the circuit together. Then I would leave Def Jam and start my own tour, the It's Just Comedy tour. And It's Just Comedy tour, she would do that with me as well. Her, Witherspoon, Bill Bellamy, Kev Hart, Cat Williams was on it. A bunch of people who did that tour for the next 4 or 5 years. So all that had to come after that. I would say by the time of the Parkers and all that celebrityism and the BET show and all those years, she might have changed and did all those things.
So I'm just thinking now, because comedians now are getting the most attention now because of
we the new R&B.
Yeah, right. No, the new rap.
Panties are coming.
But I wonder why hasn't been a comedian that ever like a male comedian, a woman comedian that's ever been together? Because I'm noticing rappers have done it, R&B's have done it. But what comedian? Because you guys have some more. It's very simple.
Most of them shit's on the low.
Always, it's got to be on the low.
Well, the higher your profile, the more on the low it may be, because they don't want to stun each other's growth at the same time, and they don't want it to look projects to come around and get that nepotism stigma and all that type of stuff. But when you're coming up, people don't care. Like right now, there's a comedy club in Harlem called Comedy in Harlem. The proprietors, the owners, they're a married couple. Nikki Sunshine and Jamie Roberts. Good. Married couple. And they're married before they had the club. That was their business venture to go into. Club's doing great. Great establishment. If you ever get a chance. Comedy in Harlem, 117 East Side. And they've been married, raising their kids, taking care of their family, and I think that the house is in Long Island.
And you know the couple?
I know both of them. Two funny ass comedians. Male and female.
Well, I do comedy. You know what I'm saying? And
I
think I have 5 minutes. You know what I'm saying?
You think you have 5?
Well, actually, I got 7. A good 7.
A good 7?
A good 7. But I mean, for sure, you just like. But I know your team.
What you doing tomorrow?
Tomorrow I have to work. But I mean, if you can give me for sure, I got sick days. I definitely can.
Okay, tomorrow you got to work. It is a little last night. You get away with that now, but we will talk tomorrow. Anyway, on Monday the latest, and I'm gonna throw a couple of dates at you, and you let me know you can do it.
Okay. Well, and before we go, we're gonna wrap this up. I just want to I want you to pour some in here because I want to give a toast because today is March 9th, so we're gonna give a rest in peace to Biggie Smalls.
That's what I'm on my way to.
Where you
They're doing a tribute day party.
definitely.
Tribute day party in Newark. My man Lord Finesse. Shout out to Digging in the Crates crew. Lord Finesse. Salute. B.I.G. Forever.
Forever.
You already know. Whenever I hit a stage, anybody that's seen me since the death of Biggie, has seen me never be remiss of paying my little homage in my intro. So I come up, I'm always paying homage in the intro, and that's me always keeping them in mind and in heart and everything. You know what I mean?
Be a grandfather now. You know, his daughter just had a.
That's crazy.
That's crazy. You be a grandfather.
That's crazy, man.
You know, and it's just sad that nobody. You look up where he got killed in Wilshire and Fairfax. The validity of that block is the same as getting shot on Park Avenue and Fifth, or Park and Madison. You know, with that kind of attention, and no one still knows nothing. It's just sad. So rest in peace to Big. But you're seeing how we going on rappers, and we're rappers. We'll wrap it up on the rappers, rapping rappers up. Your top 5 rappers.
Top 5 rappers. Dead or alive, all time?
All time.
Well, I'm going to tell you top 5 rappers to me. I never like to say all time because time keep ticking. Mm-hmm. Like we ain't done with all time yet. Mm-hmm. But at the top is Rakim. The God MC is number one. One of the clearly way ahead of his time rappers. Like to this day, bro, he got a couple of songs you can't keep up with lyrically. Mm-hmm. I would have to throw in there Karis One. I would say I'm a lyric guy, so I definitely would go Big would wrap my 5 up, right? So I go Big Nas, them 2, and then I'd probably get that 5th spot, man, to like a Melly Mel, man, you know what I mean? Just on some before his time lyrics. So, like to this day, I see Mel could take some guys out. Now, if I had to go, and you gotta give them guys their respect because the era they came in, kicking the door open. And then if you grab a 5 that come flooding through the doors, you gotta throw the Jadakiss, the Blackthorn, you know what I'm saying, the Big Daddy. They come because you gotta realize, people always say 5, but you gotta realize all doors have to be open. Mm-hmm. So it's the kickers that bust them doors open. It's like a grenade, and then them hot boys come through. You know what I mean? Them Black Thorns, them Jadakisses, and like Jada to me, man, the Eminems and all them, and Jigga, all that came in through the doors that these brothers kicked in, though. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? Like Rakim.
But you say that about you. You one of the comics that kicked in the door as far as now these comics are doing what they're doing on the internet and stuff like that here too. And I just feel like at the end of the day, if your career is followed, then your fatherhood pattern should be followed too. So last thing, before I let you go, what advice would you give for the new fathers, the up-and-coming fathers that are taking the talent role, that are saying, you know what, I'm quitting my job, I don't want to do this no more, I'm going straight for comedy, I'm just going to do it for the next year, and then got to realize, okay, my baby's graduating, but I got a special coming up, so which one do I pick, What advice would you give for the new fathers that's coming up in the game, like how you came up?
My advice is to before you make that decision, you got to have your faith got to be on fleek. Meaning, whatever you think, because everybody got the misconception that they got enough money they could do anything. Money comes and goes, and sometimes without you knowing. Faith don't. Mm-hmm. Faith is like your skin. We can't walk in there and play white. We got this. Faith need to stick to you like that. You got $500,000 in your budget. You better have $1 million worth of faith. You know what I'm saying? Like. So my faith translates into your believing and you getting it done. You can't get it done without faith. Because if you wake up any day, I don't care, any day, start doubting yourself, you know what I'm saying? Like you said, oh man, I think you was going to come. I'm like, no, like, once I say, one thing you can check my pedigree. Talent say, yeah, he going to be there, he going to wear red, he going to wear red. He going to be there, he going to wear blue, he going to be blue. Whatever he say he going to do, he going to do. And if I got to shut other people down, you know what I mean, to make what I said I'm going to do. Because some people say what they're going to do and they running late or whatever and infringe on my stuff. Right. I can't afford to let you down. I told you I'm coming here. I got to be here. Right. You feel what I'm saying? So now I'm going to change plans with this person to make my thing. Because you already breached what you told me. Mm-hmm. Like, perfect example, just to give you a little insight, my dog just had puppies. So he's a dad too. You named after Heavy D. Shout out to Heavy D. So Heavy D just had his puppy. So my cousin drove up from Virginia to get a boy puppy today. So he's supposed to be at my house at noon. Get the puppy. I get in the shower. I come down here. Boom, one more time. I'm getting a text. Traffic. The rain. all of this stuff. Then once the last text come through, I said, well, man, what's your ETA? What did it say? I'll get to you 1. I said, okay, 1, I can squeeze it. Then I get out the shower, I'm getting dressed. It's 1, where you at? It's saying 20 more minutes. Stay where you at, bro. Go to the studio, downstairs, meet me out there, hand this puppy to you, man. I got to change that plan to make that plan. This is what you have to do, because life is always lifing. Make no mistake about it out there. All you young fathers that's about to do that, got to make that decision and get up on that wall, you got to understand something. Life ain't going to stop for you to do the things you need to do. You have to learn to do them in life's real time. It's double dutch out here. You know what I mean? Life is not the one single road. Everybody can hop that. If comedy was this easy, everybody be doing it.
Right.
You feel what I'm saying?
Right.
This, jump in here. Now you got to, oh, shit. You know, now you're the fat girl with the barrettes. Ooh, I got to get in it. You know what I'm saying? Exactly. Have your faith on fleek. If whatever you got in money and resources, you need to have 5 times that in faith, and that's real talk.
Well, this has been a great interview. Thank you, Talent, for coming by. I appreciate you, man.
Thanks for having me, man.
This is the interview for I'm the Pappii, the first one, the first interview on Biggie Day, man. This is a very, very special interview to me, man. Thank you all for watching, man. Please tune in, subscribe. 50 years. Oh, yeah. Oh, and my man Talent, he's on the New York hip hop. What is it?
Oh, New York Kings of Comedy Tour, baby. Check us out. Capone, Talent, Rob Stapleton, and my man Mark Vieira. Coming to a city and town near you. Next stop, Philly, Met Theater. I'll see y'all in a couple of weeks. And then after that, Detroit. Let's go. We at the Strand, baby.
That's what's up, man. Yo, listen. I'm the Pappii. I don't know about you, but are you the Pappii?
I'm the Pappii, baby.
That's what's up, man. Y'all be good, man. Peace.